Just a moment. It was really a rhetorical question.
Okay.
Because it doesn't make sense.
Well, it doesn't.
It doesn't make sense that you would stop talking. Then you really didn't qualify for court-appointed attorney services, did you?
I will figure it out.
This is what you're not going to do. You're not going to talk while I'm talking.
Okay.
I said that when you were before me earlier, but you still seem to think you can talk while I'm talking. Ms. Wall?
He said I needed to say it to
Ms.
him.
Wall, you have to stop talking. That's the way it works. Once more, in my courtroom, you'll be banned. I just wanted to tell you, you are not welcome back. Don't come back to my courtroom. That's it.
All right, now you can leave.
Have a good life.
This defendant waits until the actual morning of her jury trial to fire her attorney, claiming they never spoke. A classic last-minute move straight out of the Delay the Case playbook. She's facing serious felony charges for meth possession, but somehow treats the courtroom like a customer service desk where you can just ask for a new manager. Things get even better when her mom jumps in from the gallery, apparently convinced she can mouth off to the judge. Spoiler alert. The judge is absolutely not having it. Huge thanks to Courtroom TV for the footage. Let's get into it.
Good morning, Your Honor. Candace Mann on behalf of the people, P80652.
And good morning, Your Honor. Danian Woodson, P68870, on behalf of Ms. Pruitt, who is standing to my left. Ms. Pruitt, please state your name for the record.
Jessica Pruitt.
Good morning, Ms. Mann, Ms. Frederick, and Ms. Pruitt. An issue as to whether the parties want to settle this matter. And we have a jury that is waiting. I understand after having a sidebar discussion with counsel, Ms. Pruitt, that you want to proceed to trial, but you want a new lawyer. Is that right?
That's correct. We have not spoken one time one-on-one about this case. I don't feel like I've been represented at all. I've not been guided. I've been kind of doing it on my own. It's great. I like her and everything, but I need somebody who's going to see what I'm talking about, going to...
Did she review the discovery with you?
She sent it to me in an email. We've never spoke about anything.
You didn't discuss it with her today?
No.
You didn't discuss the offer today?
No, not the offer again. The last offer that she told me, I said no to.
So you're saying that you have not spoken about the case with your attorney this morning?
No, at all, period. Throughout this whole process. I've wrote emails stating my concerns and she's emailed me back, but we've never got to discuss the actual, event of what led up to this.
Well, we've had 1, 2, 3 final conferences. And
That's
you are
correct.
telling me now, after 7 hearings, that you had not spoken to your attorney? Is that
correct.
right?
Yes, that is
Does
correct.
that make sense to you, Ms. Pruitt?
Well, I gave the benefit of the doubt. I was
It's
hoping
actually-
that she would surprise me.
No, just a moment.
I don't know.
Just a moment.
I-
Just a moment. It was really a rhetorical question.
Okay.
Because it doesn't make sense.
Well, it doesn't.
It doesn't make sense that you would stop talking. It doesn't make sense that you would not have advised the court that you hadn't spoken to your lawyer in 7 hearings.
Right.
Now, what she did or didn't do is a different issue, but I have to find strict necessity to avoid manifest injustice to adjourn or reschedule a jury trial on the day of trial when all of the preparation for your trial is made before today, and there's a jury that is at this moment waiting for me to call them from downstairs. So do you intend to hire an attorney?
I do.
Okay, how long will it take you to do that?
I'm not sure. It won't find one today.
So how long do you think it would take you to engage an attorney?
Maybe a week or so.
I can't have a maybe. You know what your finances look like.
Okay.
How long will it take you?
A week.
If it would take you a week to get an attorney, then you really didn't qualify for court-appointed attorney services, did you?
Well, yes, I did. I will figure it out. There are ways to make
Ms.
it possible.
Pruitt, your case needs to be tried or your case needs to be settled. Either way, you need to have an attorney.
I understand.
And I don't want to set a date for no reason. I need you, and this is my 3rd time asking you now, to give me a date where you can be confident that you can have an attorney of your choice whom you pay for standing beside you. How long will it take you to do that?
A week.
Okay, so we'll come back in a week. We'll schedule the jury trial at that time when you have a new lawyer. And just so you know, Ms. Woodson, I'm going to be looking into the allegations that Ms. Pruitt made today. They're very serious, and I cannot let them go unaddressed. especially because it appears that it is requiring the delay of jury trial. 9 a.m. Make sure that you tell your new attorney, Ms. Pruitt, of the date.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning again, counsel. And Ms. Pruitt, please state your name again for the record, ma'am.
Jessica Pruitt.
Thank you. Thank you for coming back so quickly, Ms. Pruitt. When you left, I had another sidebar discussion with counsel, and I realized, while I was made aware, that I did not give Ms. Wooden an opportunity to respond to your allegations. So I'm going to do that now. Ms. Wooden?
Yes, Your Honor. The court instructed me at sidebar earlier today to call to find out exactly where Ms. Pruitt was, how far away she was, and if she was interested in the offer. At which point I stepped out into the hallway into the conference room, and I called Ms. Pruitt, asked her how far away she was. She said she was on Grand River. I said, Grand River what? She said she was 8 minutes away.
Things suddenly get intense when the judge pulls everyone back into the courtroom after realizing she didn't give the attorney a chance to respond. And when the lawyer finally gets the floor, she brings absolute heat. She reveals she spoke to the defendant on the phone just 10 minutes earlier, instantly blowing up the claim that they never talked. The lie collapses on the spot. The attorney starts rattling off exact timestamps and details like a receipt printer, making it crystal clear the defendant wasn't being ignored. She was avoiding reality. Watching the story fall apart in real time is incredibly satisfying, especially because the defendant clearly didn't expect the lawyer to get a chance to speak. You can't drag your own attorney in open court and expect them to stay quiet when their professional reputation is on the line. She really thought she played the system, but instead she exposed herself as a straight-up liar.
Then I asked her about the offer again. We discussed it. I explained to her that even if the narcotics were found to be not hers, she's charged with 2 felonies. And based on her behavior in the body cam footage, the resisting and obstruction charge was likely to happen. I also explained to her, when the officers told you to stop, you were supposed to stop. When you don't do that, that is failure to obey a lawful order. When you continue to thrash around, that's resisting. We had that discussion this morning. She said she wanted an attorney who believed in her, at which point I asked her if she wanted a new attorney, and she said yes. At that point, I went out in the hallway. I looked for the prosecutor. I explained to the prosecutor what happened. Shortly after that, Ms. Pruitt came into the courtroom. We asked her to approach, and there we are. So I'll admit that Ms. Pruitt has changed her phone number. I just got an email from her this morning with a new phone number, and that's the phone number I used to call her when the court instructed me to call her. We have communicated primarily through email because the phone numbers that I have from Ms. Pruitt keep changing. We were supposed to discuss this case on Monday at 2:30. The phone number I had for her then, I didn't receive an answer. That's the same phone number I texted her at this morning at 7:45 to tell her we were in Judge Green's courtroom. At 9 o'clock, I decided to email her to ask her if she received my text. She said no. She thought the court date was at 10. That's when I reminded her. I told her 8:30. That's when she told me about child care stuff in the email, and that's when she emailed me her new number to say that I can't remember, she said she lost her phone and her phone is broken.
Okay, so her allegation that she's never spoken to you about the case is technically accurate, but you've had communication with her via email is what you're saying.
Because of the lack of phone communication, because of the inconsistencies of the phone numbers, I have spoken to her before and after every court date. I have also worked with the prosecutor to try to make this offer as favorable as possible for her. We had agreed to not only dismiss the resisting obstruction, but to allow her to plead to 7-4-11 on the possession charge and to do it as a no contest plea.
What's the offer, Ms. Mann?
Your Honor, the offer is for the defendant to plead to a reduced charge of count 1. It would be reduced from controlled substance possession of methamphetamine to attempt possession of methamphetamine, which reduces it from a 10-year felony to a 5-year felony. In exchange, the people are agreeing to dismiss count 2, police officer assaulting, resisting, obstructing, with a sentence agreement of 2 years probation, substance abuse evaluation and treatment as directed, anger management, 40 hours of community service. The defendant is eligible for a sentence under 333.7411, and the people would have no objection. And then any other terms or conditions or fines that would be set by the court.
After hearing from your lawyer, who's an officer of the court, by the way, so I don't need to put her under oath. Anything that she tells me is the equivalent of being under oath because of her status as an attorney. This is what you're not going to do. You're not going to talk while I'm talking.
She literally cannot stop interrupting the judge. And that shutdown, absolutely ruthless. The judge straight up tells her she needs anger and impulse control management. And honestly, that assessment feels spot on. She's staring down a 10-year felony and somehow decides this is the moment to talk over the magistrate. That alone explains exactly how she picked up a resisting arrest charge in the first place. This woman just refuses to listen or comply. The judge is laying out an incredibly generous plea deal, and she's too busy catching an attitude to realize she's being handed a lifeline. It's like she thinks she's arguing with a teacher, not standing in a court of law. I genuinely don't know how the judge has the patience not to revoke her bond on the spot. So what do you think? Is she just nervous, or is she truly incapable of listening?
I said that when you were before me earlier, but you still seem to think you can talk while I'm talking.
I'm sorry.
It's hard because you need anger and impulse control management. That's why. Control yourself.
Okay.
This offer is exceedingly generous, especially the 7411 component. And although I have never done it, if you go to trial on this and you are convicted, I will be sentencing you with the fact that you had no defense in mind. Do you understand? Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, would the court entertain a motion to withdraw?
No, because she doesn't have a lawyer right now. But I will at the next hearing.
Okay.
Ma'am? Call her back here. Ma'am,
Amy can stand right up here.
Right here?
Yep.
who are you?
I am Jessica's mother.
And your last name be Pruitt or something else? What's your
Something
name?
else?
What is it?
Walls, Walls.
Thank you. Ms. Walls,
Yes, ma'am.
you're welcome to be in this courtroom anytime that you are in the area, for that matter. This is a public space.
I'm aware.
I understand why your daughter interrupts people
I
while
knew
we're
you were
talking.
going to say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You can't help it, can you?
I can't help defending myself when I feel like my rights are being violated. That's right. I simply was stating a fact that on the board downstairs, it does say 10 o'clock. I didn't take a picture of it, but I just wanted to make you aware of that.
Ms. Wall?
He said I
Ms.
needed
Wall,
to say it to
Ms.
him.
Wall, you have to stop talking. That's the way it works.
I see.
I would like for you to be welcome in this courtroom anytime your daughter is here before court. If you are disruptive once more in my courtroom, you'll be banned. That's why I brought you back, to tell you that. Do you understand?
I understand.
Thank you.
All right.
Am I able to speak now?
I would
No.
like to. Help.
We're stating the truth.
It's
Ms. Wall? Ms. Wall?
So you really want to entertain my motion, Your Honor?
No, I will not. The apple certainly doesn't fall far from the tree. I just wanted to tell you, you are not welcome back. Don't come back to my courtroom. That's it.
All right, now you can leave.
Have a good life.
I advise you not to say anything on the
And
way.
you're welcome to view on YouTube anytime your daughter has a hearing.
That was honestly exhausting just to watch, so I can only imagine how draining it was for the judge to deal with that tag team of entitlement. You've got the daughter lying about her lawyer to stall the trial, and the mom acting like she runs the courtroom. It really highlights how a lack of accountability can run in the family. Credit to the judge, though. She stayed calm and professional the entire time. Still, it's honestly unsettling how disconnected some people are from reality. When you're in criminal court, humility isn't optional. If you don't have it, you're setting yourself up for a very bad outcome. This case is a perfect example of how not to help a family member. If anything, the mom only reinforced the judge's negative impression. It even makes you wonder if the daughter would be in this situation at all if she'd been told no a few more times growing up. Now she has to come back next week to face a felony trial completely on her own. So what do you think? Is she headed to jail when she comes back without her mom there to speak for her? Think so. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this hearing, and take care.